I just wanted to buy 2 meat buns for 2 yuan. Unexpectedly, it caused the bun shop owner to start swearing directly. You rich second-generation kids, having nothing to do all day, just like to find a sense of superiority over us poor people, right? Hearing this, I was completely confused. It's just 2 yuan. Is it that serious? Just because after I died suddenly while playing games, with a deposit of 100,000 yuan, I transmigrated to this world, where prices have plummeted a million times. A latest Apple phone only costs 1 cent, and the bride price to marry a great beauty only requires 8 jiao and 8 fin. Even a super large luxury villa only costs more than 20 yuan. At this time, the bun shop owner saw me standing there blankly, and said impatiently, 2 meat buns only cost 2 how? 2 yuan can buy 2 million of them. Are you going to buy or not? If you don't buy, leave quickly. There are so many people queuing behind you. What is 1 how of money? Why can't I understand? Seeing this situation, I had to walk away silently. What on earth is going on? The prices in this world, how did they plummet 1 million times overnight? Oh right, why is my phone missing? I remember I put my phone in my pocket at that time. How is it missing now? Thinking about it, I felt a headache. What exactly happened? The most urgent task is to buy a new phone. I saw a mobile phone shop, and then walked in. Welcome. Sir, what do you need to buy? The salesgirl said, I want to buy a mobile phone. Then which one does the gentleman want to buy? The salesgirl asked. I touched my nose, and said uncertainly, which is the most expensive one here? Sir, the most expensive one here is the iPhone 17 Pro Max. The salesgirl said, okay, I'll take this one. How much is it, sir? This phone is our latest model, currently priced at 1.3 cents. Shelly, stop recommending this phone to him. He can't afford it. Look at his shabby appearance. At this time, a gorgeously dressed woman walked over. How do you know I can't afford it? I didn't get angry after hearing this. Asking, just looking at your clothes. They are all off-brand. How could you possibly afford it? This gorgeously dressed salesgirl said. I didn't talk nonsense with her either. Directly took out 1 yuan from my wallet, and said, is this enough? The salesgirl was stunned seeing the 1 yuan. This is 1 yuan. Yes, how many iPhone 17 Pro Max can 1 yuan buy? Sir, don't joke around. Your 1 yuan is enough to buy our entire store without a problem, let alone 1 mobile phone. Salesgirl Shelly said, and that gorgeous salesgirl was already stunned on the spot, then quickly said, sorry, sir, I'm sorry. I had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. Please don't stoop to my level. I pretended to cough twice, and said, don't be a snob in the future. Got it? I dress like this just to keep a low profile. Got it, sir, it's my fault. I was being a snob. I apologize to you. The salesgirl quickly said, alright, hurry up and bring the phone over. I said, okay, sir, but this money is too big. Do you have a smaller denomination? I'm afraid our store can't give change. Salesgirl Shelly said awkwardly. Hearing salesgirl Shelly say this, I felt it was troublesome. Isn't it just 1 yuan? I am happy today. Give me a phone, and you can divide the rest among yourselves. Sir, this is not okay. This amount is too large. We can't make the decision. Better let our manager come. Salesgirl Shelly quickly said. After a while, a man wearing a suit ran over at a trot all the way, asked out of breath, where is that distinguished customer? Manager, it's this gentleman. Distinguished gentleman, the amount involved in your 1 yuan is too large. Our mobile phone store cannot give change. Hope you can understand. The manager quickly said, I know you can't give change. Then can you give me one now? Phone, the remaining money can be considered a tip. Sir, this tip is way too much. We can't accept it. The manager said with a troubled face. I said I give it, so I give it. How come you don't even dare to take a tip? Today I'm happy to give it to you. Just take it. I said slightly irritated. Well, okay then. Then like this, as long as you bring the phone over in the future, sir, you can exchange it for a latest model phone. Do you think this is okay? The manager thought for a moment, and could only come up with this solution. Fine, fine. Let's just do that. Quickly get me a phone. And get me a phone number. I said impatiently. Okay, sir, right away. The manager put away this 1 yuan, and put it into the safe as if he had obtained a treasure. Seeing the scene, I was also very surprised. It's just 1 yuan. Is it that serious? I still have 100 yuan in my wallet. Taking it out wouldn't it scare them to death? Soon I got my new phone. Then I walked out satisfied. Is this the feeling of being superior to others? It feels so awesome. I have never experienced this kind of feeling before. I have 100k now, calculated according to the current prices. Doesn't that mean I have 100 billion? This is way too awesome. Thinking of this, I was about to call my girlfriend Zhang Cici to ask if her parents still want 500k for the bride price. Isn't 500k just equivalent to 5 mao? Now any bill I casually take out is larger than 5 mao. Well, the phone connected quickly. Hello, Cici. I've gathered enough for the 5 mao bride price. We can get married now. I said happily. Who are you? You must have dialed the wrong number. A cold female voice sounded from the other end of the phone. Excuse me, aren't you Zhang Cici? Or did you pick up this phone? I know the original owner. Where are you? I'll go find you. Are you sick in the head? Do you think getting my number from who knows where? You can just harass me. You are very boring. I am very busy and have no time to chat with you. After saying that, the phone was hung up. Hearing the busy tone on the phone, I felt very annoyed. Who is this woman? Picking up someone else's phone. Why does she have such a bad temper? No, I'll call her again in a while to get the phone back. Then I remembered I should call my mom, wanting to tell her not to be so busy. I have made money now. There's no need for them to work day and night. Saying that, I started to make the call. Hello, Mom. What are you guys doing? Did you dial the wrong number? Who are you calling, Mom? I am only 20 years old. I don't have a son as old as you. A girl's voice sounded on the other end of the phone. Hearing the voice on the phone, I was dumbfounded. How come Mom's phone was also picked up by someone? And who are you? How did you pick up my mom's phone? I'll tell you the address. Please return the phone. Okay. Are you sick in the head? If you are sick, go to the hospital. Okay. This number, this phone. I have been using it for 2 years. What a mess. If there's nothing else, hang up. Uncle, after saying that, the other end hung up. I froze on the spot. What on earth is going on? Isn't this Longines, Blue Star? Isn't this exactly Longines? I even passed by here yesterday. Everything here is so familiar. But why do I feel so unfamiliar with this place again? Everything feels so unreal. I hastily grabbed a person and asked, "Excuse me, what year is it this year?" The person who was grabbed said with a puzzled face, "Isn't this year 2023 AD? That's not wrong. This is Blue Star time. That's also not wrong. It is 2023. But why does this world feel so unfamiliar? Where did everyone I know go?" I thought of something, quickly took out my phone, and bound my card to the phone. Beep, card, binding successful. I quickly went to check the balance, and found it was indeed 100,000, neither more nor less. My money is still here. Why are the people around me all gone? What on earth is going on? Then my phone rang. I answered the phone. Hello. Hello, may I ask if you are Mr. Lin? Yes. Who are you, please? I am the president of Dragon Country Fantasy Bank. Your deposit amount in our bank has reached 100,000 yuan. You have now been promoted to our supreme user. We will issue you our global unlimited card. May I ask where you are now? If it is convenient, we will deliver it to your hands at the fastest speed. I obviously could accept it after half a day. I said, I don't have a fixed address right now. Let's talk about it later. How about this, Mr. Lin? Tell us where you are right now. We will pick you up to our branch and issue our unlimited card to you. I took a look. After mentioning a landmark, the president said, I will arrange for our nearest branch staff as soon as possible to go pick you up. After saying that, the phone hung up. The president who hung up the phone already had sweat on his forehead. This is a major user with 100,000 yuan. You could say he is almost the richest man in Dragon Country. I must firmly grab hold of him. This way my performance will be invincible. By the way, how did this major client pop up overnight? How come I didn't know there was such a user before? The president couldn't figure it out. This is an unlimited card. In the past, even black cards had limits, but this one is unlimited. Doesn't that mean this is even better than a black card? Legend has it that users with a black card can make airplanes turn around. Then what about mine? I don't even dare to think about it anymore. Ridiculous. It's too ridiculous. What is wrong with this world? I muttered to myself. In less than 5 minutes, a stretched Lincoln parked in front of me. Then, 4 staff members wearing bank uniforms stepped down. Excuse me, are you Mr. Lin? Yes, I am Mr. Lin. Please get in the car. We will take you to our branch to collect your unlimited card, the staff member said. I was escorted into the car by the 4 staff members, and then arrived at the branch of Dragon Country Fantasy Bank. Mr. Lin, we have arrived. Please step out of the car. There was a dedicated staff member to open the door for me. A red carpet was rolled out in front of the bank. All the bank staff, led by the branch manager, stood in front of the car. Written above the bank entrance was, "Warmly welcome Mr. Lin to Dragon Country Fantasy Bank." Looking at such a grand welcome ceremony at the branch, I couldn't adapt for a moment. Quickly walked across the red carpet. Then the branch manager immediately stepped forward and took the initiative to shake hands with me. "Welcome Mr. Lin to visit our bank." The branch manager held my hand and said, "Mr. Lin, let's go inside to talk." The branch manager said. Once I entered the bank, only to find the bank was completely empty of customers. It must have been cleared out. I didn't expect a bank could be booked out. I was greatly shocked. "Mr. Lin, are you satisfied with our bank?" The branch manager said. "You are the manager, right?" "Satisfied? I am very satisfied with your service attitude." "Mr. Lin, you are joking. You don't need to call me manager. Just call me Xiao Li," the manager quickly said. "Then I'll call you Manager Li." "Okay, Mr. Lin, please wait here for a moment. Our head office will dispatch a special helicopter to deliver your unlimited card. Do you think this is okay?" "Okay, then I'll wait here for a bit, but I haven't eaten yet." I patted my stomach and found I was already a bit hungry. From morning till now I have been in a state of shock and haven't had a meal yet. "Mr. Lin, you haven't eaten until now. In this case, I will immediately arrange for our chef chef to cook for you, Mr. Lin. How does that sound? Okay, let's do that. Then please go rest in the VIP room for a moment. We will prepare the food immediately. Manager Lee made a gesture of invitation. Alright, you should also let your employees do what they need to do, and let the bank operate normally. There's no need for this. I'll just go to the VIP room, okay? Then please move to the VIP room, Mr. Lin. Manager Lee led me to the VIP room. Mr. Lin, do you have any other orders? Manager Lee asked. No more. You can leave first. Call me when the food is ready. Okay, then please take a rest first, Mr. Lin. After saying that, Manager Lee walked out. Once Manager Lee had walked out, I couldn't help pumping my fist in celebration, and then lay down. This is too comfortable. The bank people are treating me like God. I feel so amazing. It's really too awesome. This is even more thrilling than suddenly winning 5 million. Because right now I basically have 100 billion. What is the concept of 100 billion? If it were before, I believe that I probably couldn't earn 1/1,000 of it in several lifetimes. After a while, I heard footsteps approaching from outside. Manager Lee knocked on the door gently. Finding no response, he carefully opened the door and walked in. Mr. Lin, the food is ready. You can go eat now. Okay, I got it. Let's go now. Mr. Lin, I wanted to ask you, if you don't want to go to the dining room to eat, you can eat here. I figured Mr. Lin just woke up, so you could rest here first. Okay, then I'll eat here. You are very good, doing a great job. The service is excellent. I have high hopes for you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Lin. I will continue to work hard. Soon the dishes were served. Manager Lee said, Mr. Lin, all the dishes are served. Because the time was really a bit short, we only prepared 4 dishes and 1 soup. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Lin. It's fine. This is already very good. Looking at the dishes on the table, having been hungry for a long time, I started to gorge myself, and finished it all in no time. After eating my fill, I asked them to come in and clear the table. Mr. Lin, how was the taste? Was it to your liking? Yes, it tasted very good. I'm glad you liked it, Mr. Lin. Then I won't disturb your afternoon nap, Mr. Lin. Manager Lee said as he backed out. After eating and drinking my fill, I also felt sleepiness creeping in. Lying on the bed, I quickly fell asleep. Soon the roar of a helicopter sounded in the air, and then landed on an open space not far from the branch. The General President arrived with a group of people. Seeing that even the General President had arrived, Manager Lee hurriedly went out to welcome him. President Qian, why did you come in person? Nonsense, a user with a 100k level deposit. Could I not come in person? That is our god of wealth. We can't let the god of wealth run away, President Qian said. The people around hearing about a 100k level deposit were all quite frightened for a moment. When did such a figure appear in our Longjiang? Even our leading enterprise in Longjiang, Su Group, doesn't have a market value of 100k, right? Su Group is still far from a 100k market value. Besides, he has 100k in cash deposits. That's cash. Cash. He could be called the richest man in our dragon country, right? Reporters, not knowing where they got the news from, blocked the entrance of the branch all at once, all wanting to catch a glimpse of the 100k level big shot. President Qian, I heard you came personally to meet this 100k level big shot. Is this news true? The reporter from Longhua News Agency said. President Qian, can you reveal in advance what this 100k level big shot does for a living? Why have we never heard of him before? The reporter from People's Network asked. Stop, dear reporters. To be honest, I don't know who this 100k level big shot is either, or what he does for a living, because I haven't seen him yet. Let me go in first. Okay, President Qian said to the reporters. Hearing President Qian's words, the crowd made way for President Qian, letting President Qian enter the bank. After entering the bank, President Qian asked, where is Mr. Lin? President Qian, Mr. Lin just finished lunch and is taking a nap. Manager Lee said, then let Mr. Lin sleep. We will talk after he wakes up. Yes, President Qian, I felt I slept for a long time. When I woke up and checked the time, it was 3 p.m. I got up and opened the door, only to see someone guarding the entrance. Seeing me come out, he hurriedly said, Mr. Lin, you're awake. I'll go inform Manager Lee right away. After a short while, Manager Lee brought President Qian in. Upon seeing me, President Qian quickly stepped forward and said, are you Mr. Lin? Yes, I am. Mr. Lin is truly a man of striking appearance, a dragon among men. So young yet so accomplished. President Qian quickly grasped my hands. You flatter me, President Qian. Mr. Lin, are you satisfied with our bank's service? Satisfied, very satisfied. Manager Lee's service was very thoughtful. Glad you are satisfied. Then Mr. Lin, this is your unlimited card. Please sign for it. I saw President Qian take out a very luxurious box. Opening it, inside was this unlimited card. It looked shining with gold, looking much more domineering than a black card. Mr. Lin, the unlimited card, as the name implies, is exactly unlimited. You can borrow an unlimited amount of money. President Qian explained to me briefly. Then aren't you afraid I might borrow a lot, and then be unable to pay it back? I asked jokingly. Mr. Lin is joking. You are the biggest depositor of our bank. Our Dragon Country Fantasy Bank trusts your character. Well, alright then, I will accept this card, I said as I tucked it into my pocket. Mr. Lin, it is wonderful that you accepted this card. I believe we will have a very pleasant cooperation in the future. President Qian was overjoyed. I would like to ask, how many of these cards have you issued in total? To tell you the truth, sir, we have issued no more than 5 cards in total in Dragon Country. You are the holder of the 5th unlimited card. That means this card is very precious. Yes, this card is extremely prestigious. Even I am not qualified to possess one. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave first. President Qian immediately showed an awkward expression and said, Mr. Lin, leaving right now is a bit troublesome. Troublesome? What's the trouble? It's just that. Quite a lot of people have gathered at the entrance. They all want to catch a glimpse of your true appearance. What? How many people? Quite a lot. I walked to the lobby and looked outside. Goodness, it's completely surrounded and blocked off. How am I supposed to leave? Do you guys have any ideas? I turned my head and asked, Mr. Lin, we currently don't have any solution either. We don't know who leaked this news. Now everyone wants to know who you are. I don't want to expose myself in front of so many people, because I know the principle of an innocent man getting into trouble because of his wealth. Inevitably there will be jealous people. If I get kidnapped then, it would be troublesome. Do you have a back door here? Yes, there is one, but it seems the back door is also blocked off right now. Manager Lee hastily replied. I scratched my head in frustration. Suddenly I came up with a plan and said, go find a staff member. Let the two of us swap clothes. Let me pretend to be a staff member, and then I'll escape in the confusion later. Okay, Mr. Lin, we will do as you suggested. We will find a staff member immediately. Manager Lee said. I immediately swapped clothes with a staff member, then opened the door. I followed several staff members, walking together behind President Qian. President Qian said to the group of reporters, this is our 100k level deposit big shot. If you have any questions, you can ask him. In an instant, a crowd surged forward and surrounded that miserable staff member, so tightly that not a drop of water could leak out. I seized the opportunity and escaped amidst the chaos. By the time the crowd realized that this person was not the 100k level deposit big shot, they were very angry. Everyone had been fooled. President Qian calmed everyone down and said, everyone, our bank must protect our client's privacy. The client doesn't want everyone to know who he is, so we are also powerless to help it. But President Qian shouldn't deceive us either, right? A reporter below said, this was not our idea. It was that big shot's idea. We were merely cooperating with him. President Qian said. At the same time, the trending topics on major websites in Dragon Country were all about me. Shocking appearance of a 100k level deposit big shot in Dragon Country. The first 100k level deposit big shot in Dragon Country. Who is the shockingly appeared 100k level big shot in Longjiang City? The news also instantly topped the trending searches. But the real me had already escaped into a shopping mall, ready to buy a few sets of clothes. On the other side, Su Dingxue, sitting inside the Su Group building, hung up the phone once again. Su Dingxue had another argument with her father. I will not marry him even if I die. This was the last sentence Su Dingxue said before hanging up the phone. Su Dingxue felt disgusted just thinking about that hypocrite. What was her father thinking? Making her marry a hypocrite? Was she really just a victim of a marriage of interest? At this moment, I finally finished buying clothes, because I bought a mobile phone this time, and could use mobile payment. I was finally able to pay, and the clerk didn't have to worry about not having change. As for that unlimited credit card, I'd better not use it for now. I have more money now than I can ever spend. I'll keep that for showing off later. I walked out of the mall in a great mood. Then I found a 5-star hotel, and directly rented a business suite for a week. I walked into the room, looking at the luxury inside. This was something I didn't even dare to dream of before. The feeling of having money is just so great. Although I don't know how this world turned out like this, but I still haven't changed, and unexpectedly became the richest man in the Dragon Country. I won't have to worry about anything for the rest of my life. I can live a life like a fairy. But when I thought about not being able to contact my parents, I felt a bit sad in my heart. I finally have money now with great difficulty, and my parents could finally enjoy a few years of peaceful happiness. Why did they suddenly disappear? Could it be that I time traveled to a parallel world? Thinking of this, I felt it was impossible. This is too ridiculous. How could I time travel to a parallel world? Suddenly I sat up from the bed. No, I clearly remember. I was pushed off the overpass by someone. I was also very awake at that time. How could I be lying perfectly intact in bed the next day? Could it really be that I was drunk and had hallucinations? Impossible. I still remember calling my brother to borrow money. Right, calling to borrow money. I just need to make a call now. Saying that, I was about to pick up the phone to call. As a result, just as I picked up the phone, I gave up again. That phone had long disappeared. And this new phone also didn't save his friend's phone numbers. No, I must find someone to ask clearly in the future. I always feel this world looks so familiar, but it just feels so unfamiliar somehow. It just feels like I don't belong to this world. No sense of belonging. While I was letting my imagination run wild, my phone started ringing. I saw a familiar phone number. Without hesitation, connected it immediately. Only after connecting did I remember. This was no longer Zhang Cici's phone number. Do you have any business? Don't come looking for me if you have nothing. I'm very busy, you know. If you have nothing to do, can you come meet me? Su Ningxue hesitated for a moment, but still said it out loud. If you have anything to say, just say it on the phone. Meeting is not very appropriate, right? It's inappropriate for men and women to be too close. Do you have business or not? If you do, just tell me an address. I'll go find you. Su Ningxue became a bit impatient. This person is just glib-tongued. Listening to Su Ningxue's tone on the phone, I was very displeased, saying, I am at Longjiang Grand Hotel, room number 1305. If you dare to come, then come. Remember to bring some food when you come. Bring 2 bottles of liquor, and dress a bit sexier. After saying this, I directly hung up the phone. Su Ningxue listened to the hung-up phone, feeling extremely angry in her heart. This was the very first time she was hung up on. Being nakedly humiliated like this. Just thinking about it made her angry. Su Ningxue immediately walked out of the office. President, where are you going? Secretary Xia, seeing this, immediately stepped forward and asked, Don't follow me. I have business and need to go out for a while. Su Ningxue said to Secretary Xiao without even turning her head. After hearing Su Ningxue's words, Secretary Xiao also didn't dare to follow Su Ningxue. Su Ningxue went to a nearby restaurant and bought 2 dishes, and also bought 2 bottles of white liquor. Eat to death, drink to death, Su Ningxue said huffily. Su Ningxue arrived at the Longjiang Grand Hotel. Standing below the Longjiang Grand Hotel, Su Ningxue parked the car and walked towards 1305. I want to see who on earth you are. Knock knock knock. The sound of knocking came out. I asked, who is it? Then the knocking stopped. I thought someone knocked on the wrong door, and didn't care anymore. After a minute passed, Su Ningxue knocked on the door again at the entrance. Who on earth is it? I then ran to the door and opened it. The moment I opened the door, I was stunned. I swear, from childhood to adulthood, I have never seen such a beautiful woman. When I saw her looks, I thoroughly fell for her. Breathtakingly beautiful. This is simply a fairy from heaven descending to earth. It's just that there was no expression on this beautiful face. Even looking closely, she looked a bit angry. Beautiful lady, did you find the wrong room? I didn't call for a miss. At the same time, I thought if it weren't for the fact that I was still a virgin, I would definitely sleep with this woman for a night. Too beautiful, unrealistically beautiful. Miss? Who are you calling a miss? Su Ningxue felt she was so angry she was about to lose control. Aren't you? Then I need to have a good talk with you. Being so young, you serve as a miss. Doing this is wrong. As youths of the new era, we have the ability to make money ourselves. Why do you still have to sell your body? I said earnestly. Su Ningxue, listening to my words, was so angry her face turned red, pushed me away and walked into the room. Hey, I am a pure and innocent man. Are you trying to force a transaction? I don't agree to this, I said, hugging my own shoulders with both hands. Su Ningxue didn't speak, picked up her phone and made a call. My phone immediately rang. Sorry about this. My phone is ringing. I need to take a call. I hurriedly took the phone out of my pocket. Looking down at it, I got annoyed. Immediately connected and said, Can you stop bothering me? Big sister. Immediately after, my voice came out from Su Ningxue's phone. I looked at Su Ningxue awkwardly, saying, that's you? It's me, Su Ningxue responded indifferently. Then I saw the dishes Su Ningxue was carrying in her hand, and 2 bottles of liquor. Give this to me. It must be tiring for you to keep carrying them. Su Ningxue didn't speak. Put them on the table. What's your name? I asked, but as a result, Su Ningxue didn't reply. What brings you to me? Su Ningxue still didn't speak. Big sister, don't stay silent. I at least need to know what you want from me. Su Ningxue finally made a move, opened her mouth and said, My name is Su Ningxue. My name is Ling Tian. Can I call you Xiaoxue? I immediately said. Su Ningxue was speechless. How could there be such a thick-skinned person? Calling her Xiaoxue right from the start. Are we that close? But Su Ningxue didn't retort. Forget it. Let him be. Xiaoxue, I can see you are not that kind of girl. Why do you insist on doing door-to-door service? I am not the kind of girl you're talking about. Su Ningxue turned her head and said to me, I knew it. I look at you and you don't seem like that kind of girl either. Then what do you want from me? What you said this morning about marrying me with a 50-cent bride price. Does it still count? After I heard this, I was stunned for a few seconds. If at first. Then I reacted. Big sister, you couldn't be here looking for a scapegoat, right? Although I am a good person. And I'm also very good looking. But I definitely don't want to be a scapegoat. Scapegoat? What? Scapegoat? Su Ningxue obviously didn't understand. The meaning of a scapegoat is that you are probably pregnant and then want to find an honest man to marry. I have tolerated you for a long time. Su Ningxue finally exploded and kicked right at me. I also don't know martial arts. I was directly kicked to the ground with one foot. Then she kept kicking my body non-stop. I'll teach you to hang up my phone. I'll teach you to act frivolously towards me. I'll teach you to slander me. I'll teach you to big sister. Big sister, stop quickly. Stop quickly. I was wrong. I know I was wrong. Please stop right now. I begged for mercy. But me lying on the ground could just happen to see that scene under Su Ningxue's short skirt. Scenery. Black ones. I muttered. Black what? Black? Su Ningxue said in confusion. Then she looked into my eyes. Then instantly clamped her legs tight and sat on the bed. You bastard, Su Ningxue said. Hee hee, you can't blame me for this. Isn't this you letting me see it? I stood up and said, you! Su Ningxue saw she couldn't hit anymore. And couldn't win in a verbal argument either. And directly burst into tears. Seeing Su Ningxue cry, I also panicked. Walked towards Su Ningxue and said, Xiaoxue, why are you crying? Don't cry. I'll let you scold me. Hit me. Is that okay? Seeing such a beauty crying in front of me, a sense of guilt arose from the bottom of my heart. I don't need you to talk. You, a grown man, bullying me, a weak woman. What kind of ability is that? You are just a stinking bastard. A lecherous playboy. Su Ningxue said while crying. Weak woman? How are you weak? Just now you were rubbing me against the floor. How did you become a weak woman now? Even though I thought so in my heart, I also didn't dare to say it out loud directly. Stop crying. You won't look pretty if you keep crying. None of your business. I just want to cry. I just want to cry. This was the first time Su Ningxue cried in front of an outsider. At the beginning, she still couldn't let go. Later when she let go, the more she cried, the louder she got. I was also helpless. Originally she was a cold beauty at the beginning. How did she become a crybaby now? Don't know how long had passed. Su Ningxue finally stopped crying. More. Wipe your tears. I handed a tissue to Su Ningxue. She took the tissue and wiped her tears. Then said, about tonight's matter. You cannot tell anyone. What matter? I asked. What do you think? I promise. If you dare to tell anyone, I will make you pay the price. Don't worry. I definitely won't tell anyone. And I don't know who to tell either. I thought about how I couldn't contact anyone I was familiar with, and said somewhat disappointedly, seeing that I looked a bit disappointed. Su Ningxue asked, what's wrong? Nothing. Just feel things are a bit fishy. That's all. Your phone number is clearly my girlfriend's phone number. How did it become yours? Su Ningxue heard this and said, impossible. I have been using this phone number for several years. It's impossible that someone else used it. After I heard this, I spread my hands and said, then I don't know. That's why I feel a bit confused. Just as we were talking, I heard a grumbling sound from the stomach. I looked at Su Ningxue and asked, is it because you cried for so long that you're hungry? Su Ningxue blushed and whispered at him, then didn't you just happen to bring dishes? It's been so long, they should be cold by now. They should still be edible, but they are already cold. They probably won't taste good anymore. Even if they don't taste good, there's nothing else to eat. Or else you can go out and eat by yourself. I will just eat these 2 dishes. I said this and opened the packaging box and started eating, smelling the aroma of the dishes. Su Ningxue's stomach growled again. Are you going to eat or not? If you don't eat, I will finish them. The taste is not bad. I said while eating. Eat. Why not eat? This was bought by me. I will eat it. Saying that, Su Ningxue came over and sat down, and started eating. Why are you drinking these 2 bottles of liquor? It was you who said to bring liquor. Let's just forget it. I'm afraid drinking will ruin things. What if I lose control of myself after drinking? Coward. You weren't like this just now when you asked me to come. How could I stand Su Ningxue saying that? Besides, even if something did happen, I wouldn't be at a disadvantage anyway. Directly took a bottle over, and started drinking from the glass. Seeing me start to drink, Su Ningxue also opened her liquor. You also want to drink? I didn't expect Su Ningxue to also drink, so I asked. Yes, she replied. Can I? Have you ever drunk white liquor? This is very spicy / strong, you know. I'm afraid you won't be used to drinking it. Who are you looking down on? Saying that, Su Ningxue poured a glass into the glass, then gulped it down in one breath. Instantly Su Ningxue's face turned red from the spice. Then she kept coughing non-stop. Even tears were about to come out from the spice. Seeing this scene, I burst out laughing. One look and I know you've never drunk white liquor. Who drinks like this? Got burned, didn't you? Su Ningxue, too burned to speak, could only glare at me, looking extremely cute. You have to drink slowly. Take one small sip at a time. That's the right way. Before long, my bottle was almost finished. And Suning Shue, because of being burned, didn't drink much either. But as for Suning Shue, this was already considered her limit. Now she felt dizzy. Can you marry me? After Suning Shue finished drinking, her courage was obviously much greater. Big sister, have you drunk too much? Why do you want to marry me? We've known each other for less than a day. I highly suspect the purpose behind Suning Shue insisting on marrying me. I'm just asking if you can get married. Or is it because you think I, Suning Shue, am not good enough for you? No, Xiao Shue, you misunderstood. I didn't think you were not good enough for me. You are even the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I answered honestly. Then why didn't you agree to marry me? We just met. Getting married before even starting to date. But I don't have time to date. I just want to get married immediately. Of course, we are only faking a marriage. I will give you a sum of money afterwards. Oh, I see. I thought you were being serious. Hearing these words, I obviously let out a sigh of relief. What do you mean by that? Are you going to agree or not? Then you tell me first. What difficult situation did you encounter that you must fake a marriage? I said. Suning Shue took another sip of liquor and said slowly, my dad wants me to be the object of an interest-based marriage and marry a playboy. Hearing this, I also started to feel some sympathy for Suning Shue. Then why did you happen to come to me of all people? I asked in confusion. Maybe this is fate. If it weren't for that phone call you made this morning, I wouldn't have come up with this idea either. I think this is the best solution at present. So I came to find you. But in that case, I would have to draw fire for you. When the time comes, your dad and your fiancé will both come to attack me. I definitely won't do this losing deal. I just became the richest man in Dragon Country. I don't want to lose my life before I even spend all the money. Although before I die, there's a high probability that I still won't be able to spend all this money. Then what do you want? I looked at Suning Shue, not knowing what she was thinking about. The atmosphere, as Suning Shue and I became quiet, coupled with the effect of the lighting and alcohol, became more and more ambiguous. Finally, our two heads moved closer and closer as if driven by some mysterious force. And then we kissed. Suning Shue, a pure girl for over 20 years, had never kissed a man, not even shaken hands. So she quickly fell for it. Clothes, shoes, and pants fell to the ground piece by piece. Early the next morning, I was awakened by a scream. Immediately after, I felt a chill on my body. Then I was kicked off the bed. What happened? I obviously hadn't reacted yet. Then I widened my eyes in an instant, looking at my naked body. I hurriedly found a bath towel and wrapped it around myself. I didn't expect you to be this kind of person, Suning Shue said, wrapping her body tightly in the quilt. What happened last night? I was obviously also looking completely bewildered. You ask me? I want to ask you too. Did you take advantage of my drunkenness last night? And, as she was speaking, Suning Shue wanted to cry again. Don't, big sister, don't cry yet. You, let me think back carefully. I, sitting on the ground, said hurriedly. Last night I remember we two were drinking. And then later it just became like this. However, Xiao Shue, I will take responsibility for you. How are you going to take responsibility for me, now that we're already like this? What you said last night, I promise you, I am willing to fake a marriage with you. Is that okay? Suning Shue adjusted herself and said, alright, get out first. I'll get dressed and then we'll talk. We've already slept together. There's no need for this. Before I could finish, I saw Suning Shue glaring at me fiercely. Fine, I'm going out. Going out, isn't that enough? I stood up, grabbed my clothes, and went to the living room. Suning Shue looked at the bright red blossom on the bedsheet, took a deep breath. Suning Shue, you need to calm down, calm down. Just pretend you were screwed by a dog last night. Yes, saying this, Suning Shue folded the bedsheet up and put it into her handbag. After Suning Shue came out, I was sitting on the sofa in the living room, while Suning Shue was fully dressed. Only the black stockings on her legs were gone, her long bare legs exposed. Last night never happened. From now on you are not allowed to bring it up again, Suning Shue said calmly. Okay, so does that mean you don't need me to take responsibility? I asked. You wish. We'll go get the marriage certificate in a bit, and then you'll move into my place. Isn't this not good? Are we moving in together so soon? You wish. I said you'll move into my place, not cohabitation. We won't sleep in the same room. If you enter my room without my permission, then I'll castrate your little brother, Suning Shue said expressionlessly. I just felt a chill down at my little brother, and hurriedly said, got it. I definitely won't enter your room. Good, we'll have a fake marriage. For 1 year. After 1 year, I'll give you a sum of money. You go your broad road. I'll walk my narrow bridge. Alright, no problem. I'm just saying, what if you fall in love with me? Impossible. I would rather die than fall in love with you. So, what about now? Now you pack up. We'll go get the certificate. So soon? Isn't this a bit too fast? Fast? Suning Shue glared at me and said, not fast. I mean, let's go quickly. Alright, I'll wait for you outside. After saying that, Suning Shue walked out. I returned to the room, had nothing much to pack. Just took the clothes I bought yesterday. and then noticed the bedsheet was missing. I didn't expect this girl was a virgin. I chuckled to myself. I came out carrying my clothes. Suningshua was waiting in the car, rolled down the window and said, "Get in." "Coming," I shouted. After I got in the car, I said, "Didn't expect you were still a virgin." "Unexpected, huh? Shut up. Last night is not to be mentioned again." Suningshua adjusted very quickly, turning cold again, as if the person last night wasn't her. An hour later, I looked at the marriage certificate in my hand, a bit dazed. "I'm sorry, my love. Heh, can't believe I ended up marrying someone else." I cried out inside. "What's wrong? Unwilling to marry me? We're not real anyway. I'll set you free after a year." "I'm willing. Why wouldn't I be willing to marry a great beauty like you?" I immediately put the smile back on my face, and said gleefully, "As expected, men are all bad, liking every new girl they see." Saying that, Suningshua walked outwards. "Xiaoxue, saying that is your mistake. I'm just expressing a little emotion. I'm clearly a pure-hearted youth. Last night was also my first time, okay? Shut up. Did I say not to bring it up again or not?" Suningshua said while walking. Suddenly, I quickly reached out and grabbed her, preventing Suningshua from falling. "Walk slower. None of your business. Let go of me." Suningshua said, "Fine, fine. You walk slower. After all, your walking posture is a bit odd." "Walk slower," I advised. "My walking posture is odd? Whose fault is that? Now first go to my home to pack some stuff." "Where's your home?" Watching Suningshua walk away without turning back, I quickly asked. "Watanjiwan number 1, Suningshua said, then got in the car and left. I ate the exhaust behind her. This damn woman didn't even take me. Made me take a taxi by myself. I'll need to buy a car soon, too," I said. I hailed a taxi and said to go to Watanjiwan number 1. The taxi driver was also a talkative person. "Buddy, why are you going there? People going there are all rich and noble. Looking at you, you don't seem like a rich man." "Buddy, no choice. My wife said our new home is right there. Watanjiwan number 1. I like living off women, so by eating soft rice I get to live in a villa." "Stop bragging. Buddy, if you're going there to steal stuff, you need to be careful. The security there is the strongest in the city," the taxi driver said. "I really do live there. Why don't you believe me?" I said, laughing and crying at the same time. "Who lives there and takes a taxi, buddy? You saying you're going to steal something? I'd believe that more," the taxi driver said incredulously. I thought about it, made sense. Who living here would still take a taxi? "Fine, you win." After the taxi driver dropped me off at the entrance of Watanjiwan community, he said, "This place doesn't allow outsiders or outside cars in. I can only drop you here." "Okay." Then I casually pulled out a 10 yuan bill and handed it to the driver. The driver initially thought he was seeing things, rubbed his eyes in disbelief. Seeing the driver's action, I remembered I took out the wrong thing. Hastily took it back and said, "I'll pay with my phone." "No way, bro, you really are loaded." Casually pulling out a 10 yuan bill. I was blind after all. The taxi driver was obviously stunned. Said, I was very satisfied with the taxi driver's expression. Said, "Do you believe now?" Really got strength after I got off the car. The taxi driver finally snapped back to his senses. What are rich people thinking these days? Why do they play it so fancy? Clearly so rich, yet still come take a taxi. The taxi driver shook his head, puzzled. I came to the community gate. The security guard at the gate stopped me. "No loiterers allowed inside." "Brother security, I'm not a loiterer. I just live here. Live in Watanjiwan number 1. I said, "Buddy, make it more believable." "Watanjiwan number 1, do you know whose house that is?" The security guard said. "Whose?" I asked curiously. "You don't even know whose it is. Looks like you're really making it up." Only then did I realize I was being tricked. Hurriedly said, "I know who lives in there. Isn't it Su Ningxue?" The security guard said, "President Su lives in Watanjiwan number 1. That's no secret." "Then tell me, how can I get in? I'm about to break down. How come this girl's home is so hard to enter? Unless you can call President Su to verify it." The security guard said, "Why don't you believe me? I'll call right now. Listen carefully." I took out my phone and dialed Su Ningxue's number. Su Ningxue, who had just arrived at the office, was in a very bad mood. Inexplicably, her first time was gone, and she flash married a man. Although Su Ningxue was a strong woman, but she also wanted to give her first time to her Prince Charming. She also wanted to have a romantic love before marriage, slowly grow old together. Now everything was shattered. President Su, today's work schedule includes. Secretary Xiao walked in, ready to tell Su Ningxue the day's work schedule, but Secretary Xiao keenly noticed that usually President Su would change clothes every day. Today she was still wearing yesterday's outfit, but her stockings were gone. "President Su, are you okay? Do you want to go home and rest?" "No need. Tell me today's work schedule." Su Ningxue said. "Okay, President Su. Today's work schedule includes." Just then, Su Ningxue's phone rang. Su Ningxue glanced at it and decisively hung up. "Continue." Before Secretary Xiao could speak, the phone rang again. Su Ningxue answered the phone and said, "What's the matter?" Hearing Su Ningxue's tone was so bad, I quickly said, "The security guard at your community gate won't let me in. Tell them something. Give them the phone." "Hello, I'm Su Ningxue. Let him in." "Okay, President Su. Then Su Ningxue hung up the phone. You continue. As soon as Secretary Xia finished speaking, she immediately went out. President Su was clearly in a bad mood today. He didn't want to be scolded by Su Ningxue. I heard the phone was hung up. Said, how about that? Do you believe now? Hurry up and let me in. All right, this gentleman, please come in. In the future, you must remember my face. Don't forget again. I'll be living in here for a long time from now on. Yes, may I ask your surname, sir? The security guard asked. My surname is Lin. Okay, President Lin, we've remembered. May I ask what your relationship with President Su is? The security guard asked cautiously. Can't you all see? I'm her husband. Just got married today. That's why I'm moving in here. Saying this, I took out the marriage certificate for the guard to see. Seeing the photo on the marriage certificate, the security guard was so shocked his mouth couldn't close. You married President Su as your wife? Yes. Any problem? I asked. Awesome, big brother. You're really awesome. You're my idol. Can you teach me how to pick up such a beautiful girl? The security guard asked worshipfully. That's very simple. I'll teach you a couple of tricks later. Guarantee you'll have any rich, beautiful girl eating out of your hand. Alright, then we'll wait for Brother Lin to come teach us. When I arrived at Watanjiwan number 1, I looked at the villa and nodded with satisfaction. Overall, it looks like a European-style villa, 3 floors in total, with an independent garden, the garden full of plants. I opened the door with the key, heard the sound of the door opening from inside. A middle-aged woman came out. Xiao Xue is back? Why didn't you come home last night? Made me not sleep well the whole night. Hearing the voice coming from inside, I was stunned for a moment, then said, I'm Xiao Xue. I'm her husband. You're Xiao Xue's husband? How come I've never heard of Xiao Xue having a boyfriend? How did a husband suddenly appear? Who exactly are you? The middle-aged woman looked at me warily and said, I really am Xiao Xue's husband. Believe it. Look, I'll take out the marriage certificate. The middle-aged woman opened the marriage certificate, found out it was indeed Su Ningxue and me inside. The middle-aged woman closed the marriage certificate and gave it back to me, immediately changed her expression and said, Young master, you didn't lie to me. You really married Xiao Xue. How come I've never heard Xiao Xue say she had a boyfriend? Where are you from? Listening to the middle-aged woman's many questions, I gave a wry smile and said, can we go one question at a time? Too many questions at once. Young master, I'm sorry. I watched Xiao Xue grow up. I'm just too happy for a moment. Asked too many questions. The middle-aged woman said, it's fine. I understand how you feel. How should I address you? I asked. Just call me Auntie Lu. That's what Xiao Xue calls me. Okay, Auntie Lu. Just call me Xiao Tian is fine. I think Xiao Tian doesn't sound nice. Can I call you young master? Whatever you want, Auntie Lu. Anything is fine. Young master, how did you and Xiao Xue meet? Xiao Xue and I guess it was love at first sight. We just met less than a day ago and got the certificate today. Is that so? Then Xiao Xue didn't come home last night. Was with you. Right, we two were together last night. Look at me, keeping you blocked at the door. Still haven't let you inside. Young master, coming quickly. Auntie Lu said, let me help you with your bag. No need, Auntie Lu. I can do it myself. It's fine. Give it to me. I'll hold it for you. Saying this, Auntie Lu snatched it away. Young master, I'll put your things in Xiao Xue's room. Auntie Lu said, no need, Auntie Lu. Better put them in an unoccupied room for me. I hurriedly said, why? Aren't you married now? Aren't you sleeping together? Auntie Lu asked. Auntie Lu, you also know, Xiao Xue is a bit shy. After all, we just met. Living together now, she can't quite accept it. Better we sleep separately first. I said, is that so? That's true. She's indeed a bit conservative about this. It's fine. You two nurture your feelings well. After some time, then sleep together. Auntie Lu said, okay, Auntie Lu, just find a guest room for me to sleep in. Alright, you must put in the effort. Xiao Xue is just cold on the outside and warm inside. I still want to hold your children soon. Got it, Auntie Lu. I will work hard. I came to the guest room, looked around. Not bad. I lay on the bed. I planned to rest a bit. This sleep lasted until the afternoon. Su Ningxue came home from work. Where is he? Su Ningxue asked. Auntie Lu said, you mean the young master? The young master is sleeping in the room. Hearing I was sleeping in the room, Su Ningxue got angry. She had been uncomfortable and worked all day at the company, and he had slept the whole afternoon instead. Thinking of this, Su Ningxue ran to my room and directly opened the door.